Wah, 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 wah. Yeah. The Mini Moog Model D. Now, there's the Model 15, there's a bunch of other Moog apps, but this is the one that is the sort of most classic. And look at that. I'm in overwhelm. And as soon as I think this is why I haven't used this before, is because every time I open this, I just get overwhelmed. And let's turn the volume down, because the thing about these Moog samples is that they're going to blow your head off. There we go. We got our Moog. So the Moog Model D is very, very cool. And if you don't know what any of these do, because I'm going to be very honest with you, the reason, as I said before, that I don't come in here and play around with synths is I'm not a synth guy. I'm not a modular guy. I'm not an analog guy. I never used synths, and I never had a clue what they did. And I didn't want to come in here and twiddle all these knobs. I've just twiddled a bunch of knobs. Let's just see what sound I created. So yeah, you can experiment like that. But the cool thing about this is that these Moog apps are actually packed full of presets. So if you click the little button, tap the little button up the top here. By the way, let's take a step back, because maybe if you've never used anything like this before, where you need to go here to add it into GarageBand is not in your regular keyboard sounds here, but you need to go to the left and tap on Audio Unit Extensions. From there, you need to select the apps, and you can see I've got a bunch of different ones here. Essential Sax, I've got the Hillman Synth, I've got a bunch of other things here, and the one we looked at last week, Grand Piano AUV3 number 2. But we'll go back to the Model D, and it'll load up that interface there. And the cool thing is we've got all the presets out the wazoo. So let's take a look. Let's just build something up with this. We'll grab the bass to start with, and we want a bit of a clean bass sound. Let's see what we can find. And as you can see, the problem here is it's almost overwhelming with how many presets and patches that they have here. So let's go with a bubble bass. Yeah, bubble. Wow. That's pretty intense. Should we try a belly bass? That's kind of cool. Yeah, let's use that, shall we, to start with. So we'll hit the record button and we'll give it a bit of a... Nice. So that's our starting point there. And the cool thing about this is, of course, we can layer up with different synth sounds, and we can even change them after the fact. Because it's an AUV3 plugin, we can do all of that and more. So what we'll do is we'll duplicate this one out to give ourselves a second one, and then we can jump into the instrument again by clicking there, and it's going to be the same one there. But all we need to do to change it, if we want a pad here instead, is again go to our presets, and we'll go to our pads like this. And obviously every time we change it, it's changing all of these things here. And then you can tweak it to your heart's content if you want to. Let's get a pad, and then we'll add that violin lead and see what that can sound like. All right, so we're here in the, did we go into pads? We did. We went to the pads, and let's find a nice sort of, what about a filter sweep? Let's try this. You do have to be careful, because a lot of these have... Let's do something a little bit like that, shall we? Let's hit the record button here and just make it a bit funky. What about a happy lead? Is that going to work for this? Oh, there's a dawn lead. Dawn sounds fun. We'll bring it up a couple of octaves. Jeebus! Maybe not. What about the fanfare? We'll go back to that happy lead. And this is the thing. I think this is where I've got into trouble before. A mini drone. That's kind of cool. I want to try and build something with this. Let's hit record on this one. All right. There's that drone that goes over the top of it the whole way through. So you kind of just have to turn it off there. So there's a lot of stuff in here to actually experiment with. And I've only scratched the surface here, but it is worth it. It is very much worth it. Because it seems like such a simple thing. you do get those chords stuck on sometimes. And I'm like, oh, maybe it needs a Moog or a Moog. I don't care how you pronounce it. It's pretty cool.